Good morning everyone. So today we will discuss about the next topic of your unit 5, compound gear train. We are already discussed about the compound gear train in derivation or theorem, some important concept regarding the compound gear train. Now we will discuss the about the regarding the problem, how it will come and how we will be solve that problem with that suitable formulas, those were the given in that compound gate. And okay, so we have to first write the given data on that question, then we will have to follow the instruction of compound gate train and take the suitable formulas for regarding them and then substitute the value and solve it. So we have to discuss here the compound gated problem. So now I am starting that one. So make sure to give me the attendance in that comment section and please subscribe and follow my channel. Okay. So here we are discussing about the compound gated problems. So the one of the problems solved for you to understand about regarding the compound gear train. The gearing of a machine tool is shown in the figure. The figure is given. This figure, sometimes the figure will given, but sometimes the figure you have to draw. Okay, here the gear figure is given. The motor shaft is connected to the gear A. The gear A is on the shaft, and that shaft is connected to the motor, and then motor is having supply for electricity and rotate. The shaft is rotated at 975 rpm. How much? 975 rpm. So N1, this is N2, this is N3, this is N4. Here the four shafts are there. Okay. N1 is 975 rpm. Next, the gear wheel or gear B, C, D and E are fixed to the parallel shaft rotating together. Means what he is saying, another shafts are placed in parallel position to the shaft A, and it is connected to the wheels, wheel B, wheel C, wheel D, wheel E and wheel F. Okay. In that shaft two gates are connected. Here you can see, because of this diagram is given in that question only. Okay. So C gear here, C gear is there, C and D, B is connected on the shaft 2, and here gear D and E is connected on the shaft 3. Like that, here gear F is connected on the shaft 4th. Okay. So these are the shafts are connected in parallel, and these are all are intersected to each other. Okay. Next, what is saying, the find the gear F is fixed on output shaft. The final gear is F is fixed on output shaft. Yes, F is fixed on output shaft. What is the speed of the gear of F? The speed of the gear of F, how much is there? Initial speed is 975 is there, but speed of the gear of F is not given, so we have to calculate. The question is asking for you. Okay. Next, the number of teeth on each gear are given. Number of teeth on each gear, this A, B, C, D, E, F is given here. With the help of this given data, we have to find out the how much the speed will be there on gear F. Okay. So first we have to write the speed of the motor shaft. How much is given? 975 rpm is given here. Okay. Next, number of the teeth also given. So TA, we have teeth represented as T. TA is 20, TB is 50, TC 25, TD 75, TE 26, TF 65. Okay. Next, from the figure we can say that the gear A, C and E are driver, while the gear B, D, F are the driven. How gear A, C, E, gear A, C, E, because of while the gear A is moving due to the shaft connected to the motor, that's why the gear A is moving, and the gear A is intersected to gear B. With the help of power transmission, gear B will be moved from the gear A. So the gear A is your driver and the gear B is driven. Okay, like that. After that, here C to D is intersection is the gears are meshing to each other. So here the gear C is rotating the gear D. Okay, next, if the gear D is rotated, it means the E also rotated because of on the same shaft, and then the E is meshing with the gear F and the transmitting the power. So if the gear E is rotated, it means and the power will be transfer to the gear F. So then gear F will be rotated. That's why A, C, E are driver, B, D, F are driven. Okay, from the figure we are drawn that. Next we have to suppose the gear A is moving in clockwise direction. Okay. So here we are supposing the gear A is rotated clockwise direction and the gear B, C, D are mounted on same shaft. We know that already because of we are seeing here the gear B and C are mounted on the same shaft. Gear E and D are mounted on the same shaft. Okay. Just we have to write this. Next, therefore it compound gear R direction of the gear are some anti-clockwise. Same anti-clockwise. Compound gear is nothing but you know very well, if the shaft having more than one gear is called compound gear. So here the two shafts having more than one gear, that's why it is a compound gear and having a same RPM also. And they are rotating anti-clockwise direction. Next is the gear F will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Why? Because of if the gear D is rotated in an anti-clockwise direction, so the gear E also rotates same. So that's why the F is also same rotation. Next is we have to suppose the let NF is the speed of the gear F, last driven or follower. Because of the question is asking to you to find the speed of the gear F. So we are already know about this formula, how to calculate the speed of the gear at a particular gear on the compound gear. So the formula is speed of the first driver by speed of the last driver. If you are having the speed of the first driver by speed of the last driver, then you can divide here. If you are not having, you can use equal to product of number of teeth on driver by product of number of teeth on drivers, driven by drivers. Because of if the question is given in terms of given data this form, so you have to take this, or else if you have to take this also. Okay, here the question is given in terms of teeth form. Okay, given data. So here product of number of teeth on driven means TB, TD, TF, B, D, F. Just now I told you that are driven. Okay, and A, C, E are drivers. Okay, just substitute the value NA by NF. Speed of the first driver is given, NF we have to calculate. Just substitute this value on that calc, then you will be get the value NF is equal to NA by 18.75, whatever the value you will get. Okay, then next substitute the value of NA due to the NA is given in that question 975, then you will be get the speed of the gear F. So how much we are getting here? 52 RPM. It means thus initially 975 RPM is there, then due to the power transmission and due to the distance of power transmission with that gear system, and the speed of the rotation of the shaft will be reduced. Okay, here the 975 rpm is there, and it will be reducedly going again. Then after that the last driven having 52 rpm will be there. Okay, in that compound gear it will be same. Okay, the next is design of spur gear. Compound gear, spur gear, rivet gear, these are the three basic important questions, and that after that the main one is the epicyclic compound gear, sun and planet. Okay, so design of spur gear is nothing but sometimes the spur gear are designed as per the requirement for velocity ratio and the distance between the center of the shaft. Okay, as per the customer requirement or our machine requirement, we have to design the spur gear. So spur gear is best advantage for us due to the if the velocity ratio is our requirement. So that place we have to take the spur gear design, and the distance between the center of the shaft of the advantage also there here while we are designing the spur gear. Okay, we have to suppose how much the distance is there. So while we are designing the spur gear for the suitable machine, first we have to see the how much the distance will be there. Distance between the center of the shaft, center of the two shaft. Okay, x. Then n1 speed of the driver. Okay, like that. T1 number of the teeth of the gear. D1 pitch circle diameter of the driver. Like that T2, D2, N2 will be there. Due to these two shafts having gears are there. Okay, and that gear we have to design, and that gears are spur gear. Due to velocity ratio and requirement of velocity ratio, we have to design spur gear. Okay, PC is pitch circular pitch or pitch circular. Okay, the next is distance between the center of the two shafts is that formula is there. This formula we have to take in that problem. X is equal to d1 by d2 by 2, and speed ratio is n1 by n2 is equal to d2 by d1 is equal to t2 by t1. Okay, you have to remember. Okay, the next, as per this concept we are solve the problem here to know you easily. Okay, you can see here two parallel shafts about 600 mm apart are to be connected by spur gear. One shaft is run at 360 rpm and another shaft is run 120 rpm. Design the gear if the circular pitch is 25 mm. Here the question is asking design the spur gear. Okay, circular pitch is given and both the two shafts rpm is given, and on that shaft how much the spur gear thickness is there, that is also given around the 600 mm. Okay, so we have to write first given data and then solve the problem. Okay, two parallel shaft is given, distance x is equal to 600, n1 and n1 and n2 given, circular pitch is also given, but the diameter pitch circle diameter is not given, so we have to suppose d1 and d2 here of the first gear and second gear. Okay, next we know very well the formula of the speed ratio, just now we done in that derivation. N1 by N2 is equal to D2 by D1, just now this only. Okay, so due to the N1 and N2 given, we will find that the circular pitch circular diameter in terms of D1 or D2. Okay, N1 and N2 is given, how much is given? N1 and N2 360 by 120. Just substitute the value in that calculation, then you will be get that value 3. To D2 here in terms of D1 we are getting here. So make this equation 1. Then center distance between the shaft is also we having a formula x is equal to D1 plus D2 by 2. Okay, so both this formula will be using in that spur gear. Okay, so we have to here take this formula x1 is equal to d1 plus d2 by 2. Just we are taking the 1 by 2 common and substituting the value here, d2. If you want to take the common, or else you can put that the value in that calc. Okay, d1 d2 just here substituting, and d3 d1 plus d1 is 4 d1. 2 1 2 to the cancel, 2 d1 is equal to 600. Then cancel this value, then you will be get that the d1 is equal to 300 mm. Okay, now substitute the value d1 in d2, then you will be get the d2 also. Okay, like this d1 d2 you are getting. So after that, number of the teeth on the first gear, every gear having the formula is there. On that, number of the teeth on the first gear is equal to T1 is equal to pi d1 by Pc. This is your formula. Okay, due to the question is not given the number of the teeth. If the number of the teeth, if we are find the number of the teeth, then only we can design the gear. Okay, pitch circular, that's why the pitch circular pitch is given. Okay, this circular pitch will be used in that this formula here 25 just. Okay, so just substitute the value d1 and Pc circular pitch. Okay, then in that calc, then you will be get the T1 and T2. If you are getting the T1 and T2, the number of the teeth how much is there on that gear, then we can easily draw that the diagram. So where we will draw, now you are drawing in the manually in that your book, and then after that whenever you are working in that any organization, you have to draw this designs with the help of ANSYS or CATIA or SolidWorks. Okay. Okay, next is, since the number of the teeth both the gears are incomplete because of both the gear having a point value, you know very well 37.7, it means this is not a correct value. If sometime it may be happen, so you have to find again all procedures. Okay, so if it is incomplete, you have to take the round figure value. Therefore let us make the number of the teeth first is 38 due to its across the 0.5 value, and another is we have 38 into 3. So then we will get here the 38 into 3. What we are doing here, d1 we are finding. So total 114. So here we are just now we are finding here that the value is incomplete teeth. Okay, 38 into 3. Therefore the speed of the 3 number of the teeth on second gear is equal to 38 into 3, then equal to 144. So this is the your approximately number of the teeth we are getting here. Okay, next we have to substitute again T1 into Pc by pi. Okay, in terms of d1. Okay, so just we are substituting the value, then we are again getting the value d1 and d2. Due to the incompletion is there, that's why we are finding again this problem. d1 here we are getting, d2 here we are getting, then x1 axis we are getting here. Okay, then after that we are saying hence the number of the teeth on the first and second gear must be 38 and 144. We should not go to find the this number of the teeth formula. Okay, just we have to take the approximately value, and then we have to substitute that value in the circular diameter pitch formula, as well as we have to substitute the value in distance between the two shaft formula. Okay, if it is if the value is getting approximately, we will approximately value, so it means whatever we are assuming that value is correct. Okay, the next is riveted gear train. In that riveted gear train, this is your riveted gear train diagram. So every time the diagram will be look like this. two different shafts are there, that is are connected in that are in parallel. The gears, the two gears are connected in parallel and they are meshing to each other. Okay, and one gear having a two gear, one shaft having a two gear, that is a compound gear. Okay, next another two gears are on the different shafts. Okay, in that riveted gear, on the same axis the two different shafts are there. On that two different shafts the two different gears are also connected, and that two gears are meshing to another shaft, another two gears on the same shaft. So here you are seeing on this shaft the two gears are there, but here the two different shafts are there but in same axis. So that the gap is called as coaxial shaft. What the gap is called as? Coaxial shaft. Okay. So here total number of gates are 4 gates. Okay. You know very well, T1 is number of the teeth of the gear, R1 is pitch circular radius of the gear. If it is D1 is means pitch circular diameter, R1 is pitch circular radius, N1 is speed of the gear. Okay, so like that similarly T2, T3, T4 and R2, R3, R4, N2, N3, N4 you will be get in if the question is asking, because of this is a derivation. Okay, since the distance between the center of the shaft from one gear to another second gear and third gear to fourth gear, since the distance between the center of the shaft gear 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 are same. Okay, you can see here distance between the center of the shaft 1 to 3 and 2 to 4 are same. That's why R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. Okay, assume a circular pitch or modules of the gear of all these 4 gears are same. Whenever these 4 gears are there, like this figure we will, if it is like this figure is there in that question, or the question is given regarding this figure diagram details, so you have to assume the circular pitch or modules are same for all gears. Okay, so like this the number of teeth having a proportional T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. Okay, if we are adding T1 and T2 gear, then you will be get that the total number of teeth is equal to T3 plus T4. Okay, that is a directly proportional. Okay, and you know very well the speed ratio in that compound gear and riveted gears per gear having same formula, speed ratio, product of number of the teeth on driven by product of number of the teeth by product of number of the teeth driven by product of number of the teeth on driver. Okay, N2 by N1 by N2 is equal to N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1 into T4 by T3. Okay, this is very important. Note, the for the reverted gear train are used in automobile transmission system, where we are using the reverted gear train. In that automobile sector we are using in lathe back gears, industrial speed reduce and clockwise, like this industrial lathe machines we are using the reverted gear train. Okay, so about this regarding reverted gear train, I solved the one of the problem to know you easily how to solve the riveted gear train. The speed of the riveted gear train is given. Okay, is said to be a 12. The modules pitch of the gear A and B is 1125 mm of the gear. C and D is 2.5 mm. Calculate the suitable number of the teeth for the gears. No gears is set is to having less than 24 teeth. What the question is saying, the speed of the ratio of the riveted gear is given. How much? In terms of N1 by N2 is given 12. Okay. Next module is also given. Module MA and MB is equal to how much? 3 points. Sorry for that. 3.125 is mm is given. And CD is given. MC and MD is also given 2.5 mm. The question is asking to find the number of the teeth on every gear, but it be not less than 24. The condition is also given here. First we have to draw the figure. Okay, now question is given the figure also, shown in figure. The question is given figure also. Here you can see. So I just draw that figure in that solution. In that question you will be get that diagram also. Okay, the two shafts are in parallel, and then two shafts having two gears are there, and their two gears are meshing to each other. Okay, A, B, C, D. Okay, the distance between the two shafts is also given 20 mm, and the question is also given the driver and driven is there. A is the driver and D is the driven. Okay, A is rotating to B, B is due to the B is on same axis, and B is rotating to C, and then C is rotating to D. That's why this is your driven. Okay. Next we have to suppose the number of the teeth, or else like on the same side we have to suppose the speed of the individual gears also. So we are supposing that here that NA is the speed of the gear A, TA is the number of the teeth on the gear A, RA is the pitch circular radius of the gear A. Like that we have to suppose this value for gear B, gear C, gear D also. Okay. Then we know very well the formula of the number of the teeth on the each gear. T is equal to 2 pi by PC, pi by 2 PC is there. Okay, pi D is equal to 2 PC is there. So here we are taking in terms of radius formula, and we are here to find the first the pitch, circular pitch. If we are finding the circular pitch, then we have to substitute the circular pitch value in that number of the teeth formula. Then only we will get that the number of the teeth also. Okay. So we are taking here in terms of PC. PC circular pitch is equal to 2 pi r by t. Okay. Or else you can take the pi into m also. This is also a formula. Okay. Pi into m. Like that you r is equal to mt by 2. Okay. So where r1, r2, r3, r4 you will be get same formula. Okay. And you know very well the relation between the radius of the gears. R1 plus r2 is equal to r3 plus r4. Okay. Apart from this relation, just substitute the formulas of r1, r2, r3, r4 and take the common m by 2. Okay. Then cancel this due to it is in both the sides of the equal to t1 plus t2 is equal to t3 plus t4. Here we are getting the relation between the number of the teeth directly proportional to each other. Okay. Next we know very well the formula of the speed of the ratio NA by NB is equal to NC by ND. Okay. The speed of the ratio of the formula is given 12. So but if we are taking the in terms of in terms of relation, so we have to take the under root also. So just substitute the value of under root of 12 in that calculation, then you will be get here 3.464. Okay. Also the speed ratio of any pair of gear is meshing because of A is meshing to B. Here A is meshing to B and C is meshed to D. So pair of these two gear having some speed ratio. So that also we have to calculate. Due to the question is asking to you to find the number of the gears, number of the teeth on the gear. Okay. So that's why we have to find first speed of the gear. Then with the help of speed of the gear, we can easily find the number of the teeth. Okay. So here TB by TA is equal to TD by TC. Due to the speed of the ratio of the gear is same, that is same due to the number of the teeth of the gear having relation is direct due to the number of the teeth of the gear are directly proportional to each other. That's why the speed of the ratio are equal. So if we are getting in terms of speed of the ratio value, just we have to change the notations in terms of teeth. TB by TA is equal to TD by TC. We have to take the same value here also. Okay, due to is directly proportional. Then after that TB by next we have to find out the distance between the these two shafts. Two shafts distance is already given, but we don't know the value of R. Okay, so that's why we are finding here the value of R, radius of the pitch circular radius of the each of the gear. Okay, X is equal to R1 plus R2 by R1 plus R2 means RA plus RB. Okay, actual formula is X is equal to D1 plus D2 by 2 is there. If you are taking in terms of radius, it means X is equal to R1 plus R2 is there. Okay, now here we are taking the in terms of notations is there A, B, C, D. So that's why we are taking X is equal to RA plus RB is equal to RC plus RD. 20 is given. Okay, and we having a formula R is equal to M into T. Okay, just substitute this value both the sides and the last equating 200. Now you have to equating, then take the common 1 by 2 and then cancel it, and you will be get MA is equal to MB and MC is equal to MD. Now here you are taking, sorry for that, here you have to take MA is equal to MD and MC is equal to MD. Why you are taking, sir, here? Due to the question in that derivation we studied about, you have to assume all modulus are same. Okay, so that's why we are taking MA is equal to MB, MC is equal to MD. Okay, then wherever the MB is there, first we have to take the 1 by 2 here common, 1 by 2 here common. Okay, then change this MB to first cancel this, then change this MB to MA and take the common, and MD to MC and take the common. Here you will be get TC plus TD, TA plus TB. Okay, how it will be 200 to 400 due to 200 for equating for these two parts, 200 for equating for these two parts. So here hearing the merging these two, that's why it will be 400. Okay, then next MC is given, MA is also given. Just substitute the value MC and MA, then you will be get TA plus TD. The equation in terms of TA plus TD 128. So the question is asking to you find that the number of the teeth, but here we are getting in terms of equation. So next, as like we have to solve the TC plus TD also, then we will get the another relation. Then solving equation 1 and 2. Okay, so from equation 1 you can see equation 1 here, the equation 1 is there, TB by TA. So TB by TA, if you want to know the TB value in terms of TA, just cross multiply is this. Here you are multiplying this, cross multiply, TB is equal to 3.464 into TA. Okay, then substitute this value in equation 2, then you will be get that the value of TB, TA. Okay, then again you have to substitute TA value in TB, this TB, then you will be get TB value also. Okay, first we are substituting here TD in equation 3, TC, and TA TC here substituting in equation 2 and 3, then we will get TB and TD. Okay, you know very well how to calculate, how to solve this. It is a easy concept in M1 and M2 or M3. Okay, speed ratio of the riveted gear train with the calculated values. Okay, here you are getting the values 124, 100, and here 28.67. If you are getting in terms of point, you can take the approximately exact value. Okay, no need to worry about that. Okay, what is saying here, the speed of the gear of the riveted gear train with the calculated values. With that calculated value we will get that the speed of the gear train. Just now we calculated the number of the teeth, how much the teeth are there. The note is given for you to know how you will be calculate the speed of the gear. You know very well, we having a formula, Na by Nb is equal to Tb by Ta is equal to Td by Tc. Just substitute the value just now what we are getting, number of the teeth, and we will get the relation between the speed of the ratio of Na by Nb. Okay, this is your riveted gear train. Now the very important topic is coming here regarding your syllabus. Then in this topic, epicyclic gear train, compound epicyclic gear train. This is a basic topic of epicyclic gear train, and another is compound gear train of epicyclic. It's a sun and planet. So it will become damn sure 15 marks question will be there. Okay, so here we are solving first derivation, and then after that problem also. Okay, so the axis of the shaft over which the gear are mounted by move relative to a fixed axis. What we are saying here, in that epicyclic gear train, you can see here the diagram is also given for you to understand about this epicyclic gear train. In that epicyclic gear train, between these two gears, in this epicyclic gear train, between these two gears having one of the arm is there. So with that helping of arm, the power is transmitted from one gear to another gear. Okay, so which condition is take place here, we have to see first. Okay, so in that epicyclic gear train, where the gear A and the arm C having a common axis, because of arm C, arm is between the two gears A and B. That arm C is the left side of the arm C is connected to the gear A, and the right side of the arm C is connected to the gear B. Okay, and the gear A is meshing to the gear B, and the left side of the center of the point of the arm is O1, and another side of the arm is O2. If you want to take your notations also, you know very well the speed ratio formula is speed of the first driver by speed of the last driver. Okay, or else you know product of the number of the teeth on driver driven by product of the number of the teeth on driver also. Na by Nb is equal to, okay, how much is the question, Na by Nb is equal to, if the question is given 12, you can take 12 also. Okay, also speed ratio is, if the question is having more than number of the gears are there in that epicyclic gear train, Na by Nd is equal to Na by Nd is equal to Na by Nb is equal to Nc by Nd. Okay, you have to remember Na by Nb and Nc by Nd is always same speed ratio, due to initial and the final will be same. Speed ratio I am saying. Okay, so here you are taking the root to 12 value for the speed ratio. So root 12 into root 12, you will be get that the value root 12. So that is your final value of the speed ratio. Okay. So the next is okay, in that 42, here we are seeing the diagram. This is your body, this is your body of the machine, and the axis of the body of the machine, gear A is connected. With that same axis, the arm C is also connected. that is O1, and another side of the arm C is CO2, and that the gear B is connected, and this and it is rotated on as like this direction for a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and this arm C having some distance also. This is called epicyclic gear train. So in that epicyclic gear train, first we have to know the velocity. In that question of what will be asking to you to find, it means the question will be asking you to find out the velocity ratio of the epicyclic gear train. So we are having two different methods, tabular method, algebraic method, but the question will not be asked to find out the algebraic method. If the question is asking to you find out the algebraic method, then only you have to do. Otherwise you have to do the tabular method only, because of if you are doing the tabular method, you will be getting the value of you will be getting the marks 15 marks exactly. Okay, but both methods will not be shown in that question. Okay, if it is given algebraic method, specific algebraic method is asking, then only you have to do. Otherwise if it is not given, you have to take the tabular method only. That is a common method. If the question is asking, then only you have to do. Otherwise you have to not to do. Okay, tabular, how you will be calculate the tabular method means, consider you have to take here gear trains. Okay, you have to take gear trains. Just now we take the diagrams, gear A and gear B, how much the gear A having teeth and how much the gear B having teeth, and we have to suppose the axes are both the axes of the gears are fixed, and both having a relative motions. Okay, and gear A makes one revolution in anti-clockwise direction, gear A is make revolution anti-clockwise direction, the gear B is make one revolution clockwise direction. Due to the gear A is rotating in one direction, gear B is rotating in opposite direction. Okay, so that is a TA by TB. So next we have to assume the anti-clockwise is a positive. This is a very important. If the gear is moving in that anti-clockwise, that is a positive. If it is gear is moving in clockwise, that is a negative. You have to take this. If the gear is saying the gear is moving anti-clockwise, you have to take the value of the gear is in terms of my plus. If the gear is saying that is rotating in clockwise direction, you have to take the value, whatever the value is there, you have to take the minus. Okay, that is a very important here. If you are getting this point, you will be get easily to find out the problem. Okay, then gear A makes plus 1 revolution and the gear B is make minus 1 revolution. Like that, similarly we have to take the revolution for the second rotation. In that second rotation we have to take for x value. So for first one we are taking the plus 1 and minus 1. The second one we have to take the x value. X is x is any number. Okay, any number of the rotation. So x plus x into TA by TB minus x is equal to TA by TC. For the gear B, for the gear A plus x into TA by TB. For the gear A minus x into TA by TB. That is rotation, revolution. Okay. Next is like this, the second row and third row and fourth row will be happened. Okay. So we have in that third row we have to take the another variable plus y revolution. We have to add on that tabular form. Then after that we will get the fourth column value. So if you are not getting, you can see here tabular motion. Okay, every problem we have to find the 4 steps. Okay, and every problem the question will give the how many gears are there and how many arms are there. We have to, if the arm is 1, gear are 2, just make these 3 columns in the definition of elementary. If it is gear are 3 or more than 4, just make this here 5 4 column. Okay, condition of motion will be there always. Whatever the conditions are given from each and every gear and shaft, each and every gear and arm connection will be there. So what condition is given here in that figure? Definitely in that epicyclic gear train diagram will be there. Okay, arm fixed gear A is rotated. Just now we told you, first we have to take the plus 1 value. Okay, due to the gear A is on the same axis of the arm A, arm C, so we have to take first here 0 0 value. First we are taken plus 1 value due to the gear A is in plus 1 and gear B is minus 1. Just now we told you. Okay, I told you just now. Okay, the second is plus X. Here we are taking the plus X. In that third column, just now I told you to take the plus Y, that is another revolution. XY is the revolutions, another second time, third time. Okay, total motion, how much the motion will be there, you have to add these two, X plus Y. So minus TA by TB for this gear A is plus, for the gear B is you have to take the minus, due to the it is a clockwise direction, it is a anti-clockwise direction. Next, why we are taking here minus X, here is X is there, due to means gear A is anti-clockwise direction, that's why minus X we are taking here. Okay, why we are not taking minus here, due to we are adding the another revolution plus Y here. Okay, that's why we are not taking the minus on these two gears. So Y minus X into TA by TB. So like this we have to find this tabular motion. Then after that, the whatever the question will be there given to condition to find this value with the help of tabular motion. So we have to take. So here some little consideration here you can see, when two conditions about the motion of the rotation of any elements are known, then unknown speed of the third element will be known while you submitting the value in the third column. Whatever the unknown one is there in the third column, you have third or fourth column, you will be get the value. In that question we will ask regarding the third and fourth column only. Okay, so in that we have to substitute the value, so you will be get the third column or fourth column values. Okay, next, algebraic method. In that algebraic method, the conditions are there. N, okay, Na minus Nc means speed of the gear A minus speed of the gear C. Then you will be get that the relative motion of the speed between arm and gear. Like that, Nb minus Nc. Here you also get, if the question is asking to find the speed of the ratio of these two gear with arm with algebraic expression, you have to take this Nb minus Nc by Na minus Nc is equal to minus Ta by Tb. Okay, next, if you known for the Nb by Na means if you want to know the speed of the ratio of the gear only, not including arm, so at that point you have to take Nb by Na is equal to minus Ta by Tc. Due to the, if you are saying the arm is fixed, okay, if you are saying the speed of the gear A is 0, then you can take this formula also. Nb by Nc is equal to 1 plus Ta by Tb, or else you can take Nb minus Nc by minus Nc is equal to minus Ta by Tb. Okay, so these formulas where we will use in that problem, you can see here, this is the epicyclic gear train problem, first basic problem regarding this your concept. Okay, in that question, the in a epicyclic gear train is given, an arm carries two gears. Okay, same problem is there, one arm is there, two gears are there, having 36 45 teeth are there, teeth also given, arm rotation is also given 150 rpm, and saying the arm is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, you have to remember. And is also saying about the center of the gear A is fixed, and the gear is also saying fixed, make the 300 rpm. Okay, you have to make the 300 rpm of gear A, and clockwise direction, what will make, you have to make the speed of the gear A 300 rpm in clockwise direction. The question is also given the condition, and the question is asking to you to find out the speed of the gear B. First we have to write the given data and diagram also, then only you will be get. The question is not saying to find out the tabular method, but here we are here to know you understand easily, that's why I solve this problem in terms of two methods, but you have to take the tabular method only. Okay, if the question is saying to find the algebraic method, then only you have to find. Okay, both the method you will be get the same value. Okay, if you are solving in that tabular method, if the question is not saying to find the algebraic method, so then only you will be get the full mark, otherwise it may not be get. Okay, same, due to the same two gears are there, one arm is connected, that's why the conditions also same. Okay, you have to take the 4 steps. First, initially arm C is 0, okay, +1 for the gear A. Okay, the next gear B, next we are adding the X rotation here in that gear B is always rotating the clockwise direction, gear A is always rotating the anti-clockwise direction. In the derivation we studied. Okay, next we have to add the another rotation Y. Okay, then total motion means you have to add them, X plus Y, and here Y minus X into TA by TB. Okay, then the question is asking to you to find out the speed of the gear A when the gear A is fixed. This condition is asking the question. First is asking the speed of the gear A when the gear A is fixed. Second condition is asking the speed of the gear B when the gear A make the 300 rpm in clockwise direction. Two conditions are given to find out the speed of the gear A. Okay, you can see here. Here you can see about the center of the gear A which is fixed, make the 300 rpm in clockwise direction, and what will be the speed of the gear B. So first we have to know the speed of the gear A. So in that question the 2 points are given. What is the 2 points? Speed of the gear B when the gear A is fixed, the speed of the gear B when the gear A is make the 300 rpm with anti-clockwise. Regarding these two conditions we have to find out the speed of the gear B. Okay, so speed of the arm is given. We are taking Y is equal to 150 rpm. Y, that is a rotation, so that's why the revolution of the arm, so that's why we are taking the Y is equal to 150 rpm. Okay, a gear is fixed. Here what we are saying, gear A is fixed, that's why X plus Y is equal to 0. First X rotation, first then Y rotation, X plus Y is equal to 0. Then you have to change the value, we have to pass the value from left side to right side Y, then you will be get X is equal to minus Y. Just substitute the Y value, then you are getting here the X also. Okay, the speed of the gear B you know very well, where you from the total motion, speed of the gear B is the last formula. About this formula you will be get the value. Just same you have to copy paste this formula here, then substitute the value of X and Y and TA by TB, then speed of the gear B you will be known here. That is the anti-clockwise direction. And the question is also asking to you to find the speed of the gear B when the 300 rpm is made. So about this condition, you have to take x plus y is equal to minus 300. Due to the clockwise we are taking the minus 300. Due to the gear is fixed, that's why we are taking either here equal to 0. Okay, x plus y is equal to minus 300, x is equal to then minus 300. Just change the value of minus y here, then substitute the minus y, then you will be get that the value of x is equal to minus 450 rpm. Then again you have to find the speed of the gear here, then just substitute the value, then you will be get the speed of the gear in clockwise direction. Like this, these two conditions here I am solved in that algebraic expression also. Okay, in that algebraic expression you having a relation between the speed ratio. Okay, in that relation between speed ratio formula is there nv by nb minus nc by na minus nc is equal to minus ta by tb. Okay, so first condition you have to take speed of the gear is 0 due to it is a fixed. Okay, you will be get nv here. Then that second condition you have to take 300 here. Okay, then again you will be get the nv also. So like that the same value you will be get in that epicyclic gear trend tabular method or algebraic expression method. But the question, if the question is asking to you to find the algebraic method in that epicyclic gear trend, then only you have to do, otherwise you have to not to do. You have to only to solve this problem in the tabular method only. In the next class we will discuss about the epicyclic gear trend with that compound gear trend in epicyclic with sun and planet. Okay, that is a very important topic. Inshallah that topic we will discuss in that offline mode in the next class. That is the last class of your kinematic of machineries, and it is a very important. Make sure to wear the mask while you are coming to the college, and everyone should have to come. I will inform you in that group. Okay, then we will solve that problems in that offline class. I will solve in that board, and you will be easily get that problem also. Okay, make sure to give me the attendance in that comment section. If you are having any doubts, you can ask me in that comment section also. Okay, and please subscribe my channel and follow my channel. Thank you very much for